right, it's my pleasure to introduce Brock Tully. He's done 3 bicycle trips around North America, throughout the US and Canada, close to 50,000 kilometers. That's quite the feat. He's the founder of the World Kindness Concert, co-founder of Kindness Rocks, and co-founder of the Kindness Foundation of Canada. Brock is also the author of 8 books, including the best-selling Reflections series. So, come, Brock Tully.
Well, thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here, and I think we're going to meet back here in a month because Bernie's guaranteed 100 people. Didn't you say he guaranteed 100? So we might as well just do it next month, eh? I wish I had ridden a horse around North America, I think, instead of a bicycle. I've had a knee replacement and a hip replacement since. But for me, it's not so important what I did, but why I did it. And way back in 1970, I was playing football at university at UBC and in a fraternity, and nobody knew that I was really hurting, that I was really depressed and very suicidal. I was kind of the life of the party, but inside nobody knew what was really going on with me, and I was very, very close to taking my life. So what happened, I jumped on my bicycle. Nobody had ridden around North America at that time, and I just rode and rode. If you ever saw the movie Into the Wild, I just kept riding for 6 months with packs all over my back and all over the United States and Mexico, and it was what it turned out to be really was a 12-inch journey back from my head to my heart. Out of that came my little reflection books. I failed in English in school, now I have 8 books, I'm so excited. And so anyways, I started writing from my heart, and the thing that I found out on that bicycle trip, and then I did it 30 years later, went right around through 33 states and all of Canada, and then another trip 3 years ago, pulling a big 70-pound trailer through mid-America. And every trip that I took, I found out that I wasn't alone in my thoughts. At that time, I was alone in my thoughts, thinking I was the only one that wanted to take my life, and I really didn't have that much reason compared to so many people. So that's why now that I started the World Kindness Concert, and Kindness Rocks is a show we just did in 3 municipalities. We reached about 10,000 kids, and the message really is of our show, and especially, with kids and everything, we have a hard time sharing feelings, and that's what I had a hard time as a kid. I came from a family where we didn't talk about love. We could never look each other in the eye and say, I love you. We never hugged, and we never shared feelings. Kids write their best when they're about 13 and 14, and they put it under lock and key in a journal. So afraid to show it. It's so sad to me. We should be listening to our young people, but why I started those concerts, or why I do what I do, is because of these young people that we need to reach. We need to really listen to them. And the message that we send out at these concerts and at the Kindness Rocks is that it's not because you're you that you got bullied. You were abused or bullied because the abuser or the bully was not happy. And what they do is they look for really sensitive, really caring, really creative, really unique kids, a quality in themselves that they've lost touch with. So they want to pick on somebody like that because they're so angry inside, and they have every right to be, because we've brought them up in a world that isn't very loving in a lot of ways. And so what we need to do is be able to forgive those bullies, or the people that bully. For me now, I'm trying to change my languaging. There isn't bullies and non-bullies. I've done both. I think most of us have. And what we need to do is see that they're hurting as well. And to heal this planet, I think we need to really reach out. And what you've just shared with the horses is just unbelievable. I mean, well, I was just really touched by that. The work that you're doing, it takes people like Yvonne to get a movement going and get an event going, and I know how much work it takes. And I'm just so proud of you for doing that, for everybody else for getting involved. But the neat thing about life is it's very simple. We can do it every moment of every day just by being kinder. By doing little acts of kindness, it makes a huge, huge difference. So we don't have to wait for an event. I'll finish just by saying a friend of mine, when she was 14, she said to me, you know that beautiful saying, live each day as if it's your last? She said to me, wouldn't it be beautiful if we lived each day as if it's everybody we meet's last day? Isn't that neat? Coming out of ourselves. One of the thoughts in one of my books is, what I get most from you is not what you give to me, it's what I get from seeing how much you give to others. And the first thought I wrote was, I'd rather be seen for who I am and be alone than be accepted for someone I'm not and be lonely. And maybe I'll just share a couple more. I don't want to go over my time, but a couple others is, one is I do enjoy things, but joy comes from loving the things I do. And when I was younger, I was so motivated by the marks and the trophies and those things out there. And then I realized it's the journey of life that's the most important. It's that journey there. I dedicated one to my parents because they always said, Brock, the light's at the end of the tunnel. And I'd always get to the end of the tunnel and I wasn't any happier. So I wrote, when I thought the light was at the end of the tunnel, I got tunnel vision. When I see that the light's within, there's no longer any tunnels visible. And so I'll just finish off with two there I made into greeting cards. One is for you guys tonight. It's, I always love to see you, but I don't have to see you to always love you. And another one is, even though you're in my presence too little, you're in my thoughts a lot, and you're in my heart always. So thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brock Tully, ladies and gentlemen.
But I learned to love so pure, and I know you're here for me, so I can run free. With you I'm strong.